This is a Cincy fan talking with LP. You can catch me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. You say it like it sounds, just leave off the G. If you have ideas for the show, you can reach me at Cincy_fan talk at yahoo.com. If you have any suggestions for the show, make sure you leave them there. Who knows, you might find yourself as part of the show. Any feedback would be definitely appreciated. And also, make sure you hit the Linktree page that's on my Twitter. Make sure you click on that. You can find all the different ways to contact me there. Enjoy the show. What's up? What's up? What's going on out there, y'all, in podcast land? Welcome to yet another episode of the Humble Pod. Welcome to a Cincy fan talking with LP, and this is LP. Appreciate y'all stepping through and checking out an episode of the podcast. Appreciate you checking us out. We're gonna get into some stuff today. We got to talk a little bit of NFL. I waited as long as I possibly could to actually talk about this topic because I don't know if I'm upset that it's a topic. I'm kind of surprised that we make it a topic. Scheduling. We talking NFL scheduling, like what the Bengals schedule might look like, how many games they can squeeze out of the schedule. We're gonna talk about that a little bit, and we're gonna get into a little bit of music conversation too. We're gonna have a little discussion about some tunes or whatever. But first we're gonna go ahead and hop into this NFL stuff. Of course, before we start, y'all know what it is as far as getting in touch with me. Yeah, y'all heard the beginning, but if not, make sure you get at me on Twitter. That's a Cincy fan talking. Leave the G off at the end. Hit me there for all Cincy sports news and basically just my thoughts. I'll be on some random stuff. I'm not even gonna hold you up. I'll keep it random. So don't expect 100% sports talk the entire time because that's not what I do. Education stuff. I mean, that's I'm I guess a jack of all trades, master education, master of sports talk, I suppose. But, whatever tickles my fancy, that's kind of what I'm getting at because that's the pod. That's what I do. So, hey, if you like it, I love it. Make sure you follow me. Just get at me. We'll go ahead and chop it up. We talk a little bit. Keep it cordial or whatever. So, this NFL schedule is dropping on Wednesday. I put on my Twitter what I think the Bengals schedule could look like if they're trying to squeeze out 7+ wins. For one, we know every single team that the Bengals playing. We know every single team that everybody in the league is playing already. The fact that the NFL can turn this into ESPN and the NFL can turn this into a 3-hour extravaganza where they stretch the whole thing out and get mass people to watch is beyond me. Like it's amazing. I can talk about it for about probably 15 minutes tops. And when I talk about it, I can't just straight talk schedule. I got to talk about what the schedule means. I got to talk about why we talking about the schedule. I got to talk about why is the Bengals schedule so hard? Like, we're a 4th place team. Like, we're going to get into that in a second. But I think I would punch myself in the face repeatedly if I had to sit in front of a television screen and talk about the NFL schedule for 3 straight hours and make you believe that I care about it. Like straight up, real talk. Like that would be crazy to me if I had to do that for 3 straight hours. They gonna earn their pay. ESPN, NFL Network, all of them that's doing NFL scheduling talk on Wednesday. They are earning their pay when you consider every game is already known. You'll have most teams dropping their schedules at 7:30 instead of waiting until 8. Everybody will know what the schedule looks like. I would be surprised if people are tuning in. But then again, that's the allure of the NFL. People are starved for NFL content. People want to talk about the NFL. People want to see the NFL, even if it's stuff that they already know. And the NFL knows this. They know they're the most watched sport, so they're gonna milk it for all it's worth. Uh, I mean, I don't know if you call it a sad state of affairs. I don't know if you call people sad for wanting their NFL so much, but I'm gonna steer away from saying it is what it is because it's something that can be changed. I feel like a lot of the teams are trying to take that power back by doing their own thing and doing those schedule drops. I'm always interested in those. I like to rank the top 5 best ones. I really like to do that because it's funny to me how not really funny, but it's really cool to see how creative teams can be to keep their fan base energized. Like I really like that because when it's all said and done, this schedule stuff is done to make the fans excited about what's coming up, even if your team is trash. Because hope springs eternal when the season schedule drops. You're looking at the schedule and you're immediately counting how many games can my team win. Oh, this is like an easy dub. Oh, this is an easy dub right here. Ooh, I don't know about this one. Nobody is looking at the schedule and going like, "Ooh, this a loss. Ooh, this a loss. Ooh, this a loss." Dang, that's 17 L's right there. Hope springs eternal. So you're looking at the schedule like the wins. Oh yeah, that's a win. That's a win. And the losses for real. You're looking at like, ooh, that's gonna be a tough one. Ooh, that's gonna be a real tough one. But you're not calling them L's because it's the beginning of the season. The season hasn't even started yet. You know, everything is great. Nobody is hurt. You don't have those freak preseason injuries yet. You don't have people traded. You don't have any nonsense about players getting suspended. It's all love. It's all good out here. That's the best part about the schedule drop, I think. Everybody's on even footing. The trashiest team out here is right up there with the best team. Everybody's 0-0. So I'm looking at the Bengals schedule, and I kind of made my own schedule for the Bengals based on how I think they can squeeze out 7+ wins. What does their schedule need to look like in order for them to get 7+ wins? I kind of did the whole Springs Eternal thing. I'm like, what could it look like for them to get it done? I immediately noticed one thing. This schedule hard. Like this schedule is insane for a fourth place team. And I did a little bit of research and I looked up, based on last season's schedules, based on last season's records or whatever, who had the toughest schedule. Consistently, the Bengals top 5 toughest schedule. Consistently, everywhere I looked, fifth, fourth, fourth, fifth. I'm like, but the Bengals finished last in the division, which means they're supposed to play at least 2 last place teams. And then they get a third last place team because of the 17th game of the season. I'm like, how is this possible that they got the 5th toughest schedule in the league? How does this happen to a team? And then I start looking closely. I'm like, okay, it's the AFC North. You got Pittsburgh twice. You got Cleveland twice. You got Baltimore twice. Then they got to play Kansas City. They got to play the Chargers. They got to play Green Bay. I mean, it's tough sledding out here. The second thing I noticed is that the home schedule is way tougher than the road schedule. I mean, you got KC at home, you got Green Bay at home. Those two right there, those some hard hitters. Plus, you got Minnesota at home. You got you got San Francisco at home, and they'll be up and down. They got hit with injuries pretty hard last year. I mean, you never really know what's going to happen with San Francisco because they're like 2 years removed from being in the NFC Championship game. And we're talking Super Bowl contenders. Like they're that close to winning the Super Bowl, and they got a lot of players hurt, and there's not much you can do about that in the NFL. I mean, there's not a lot you can do about that. You go from a team that's so close to winning a Super Bowl to a team that's losing all their players. So a fourth place team may not be a fourth place team. And the Bengals got them at home. Contrast that with the road schedule. They got Jacksonville at home, my bad. But the road schedule, I mean, you got the Jets at home. You got the Jets on the road. You got Denver on the road. You got the Lions on the road. And you got Las Vegas on the road. You got Chicago on the road. Those 5 games that the Bengals can win. You really can. They really can. And I'm up here counting out the wins and the losses, just like I said in the beginning of the show, because that's kind of what fans do when the schedule drop. But for me, for the Bengals to get 7+ wins, they need the schedule to shake out so that they get multiple road games stacked up on each other. That'll be the key. They need road trips. And you normally don't hear that, but the home schedule was so tough and the road schedule is so easy. I mean, and I know, we're looking at last season's records to talk about this year's schedule. It's weird. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. We can only go about what we know. And this isn't even what we know, it's what we knew. It's what makes the NFL so difficult to forecast. I would never bet money on the NFL. I don't know how people bet money on the NFL consistently and win. It's I mean, I feel like the powers that be in the NFL would just be elated if all of the teams went 9-8 and 8-9. Like that would be a perfect world for the NFL. You have every single team in the running for the playoffs and every single team in the running for the first round for the first draft pick. Like that would be just absolutely great for the NFL. But it feels like everybody is so close to that in the NFL. Like when you look at the schedules, maybe Jacksonville's an easy win. Maybe that's the easiest win in the NFL. But you can't really call any team in the NFL an easy win. Like you got grown men playing football. Like you're not gonna get an easy win. And then you put in injuries into all of that. I mean, you never really truly know what's gonna happen. I feel like the NFL is the most unpredictable sport. I mean, truly, because one play can change an entire team. And the next thing you know, you're looking at this team and you pick this team to go very, very far, but the team looks nothing like the team you projected to go very, very far. And it can happen in one snap. So when we're looking at the schedules and we're projecting teams to go 12-5 or 13-4, we're only projecting what these teams look like with the schedule that they had with the records from last season. I mean, it's tough business. I mean, I might as well be forecasting the weather. I mean, I might as well. And I mean, we're here in Cincinnati, so we're gonna be wrong about 65% of the time anyway. So I mean, whatever to that. But I would say the one thing you can take away from the schedule when you see it is note the road games for the Bengals. I would say that. That's one thing you can kind of take to the bank because the home teams that the Bengals are going to play, they're going to be consistently strong. I don't think there's any doubt about that, barring injury, of course. And the road teams, I don't think are going to be as tough, of course, barring injury to other teams. So if the Bengals can start the season on the road, which is kind of what I had on the schedule that I predicted, I have them playing four of their first six games on the road. Let me see. One, two, three, four. Nope. I have them playing four of their first seven games on the road. And basically they end up with two road games and then two home games and then two road games. Like two, two, and two. I feel like that would be a perfect schedule for the Bengals. If that can happen, then maybe the Bengals kind of stack up some wins. And then when they roll into that home schedule later in the year, they kind of have a cushion to fall back on. That's kind of my thinking when I devised the schedule. Um, I kind of want to see how many I got right, like the weeks and the teams. I mean, knowing my luck, maybe four. That's kind of my thought process. I'm thinking I got four of these right. It'll be interesting. Um, Probably one, maybe two primetime games. Two is probably pushing it, but as always, main thing, keep Joe upright as much as possible. You do that, the season can't be as bad as it was last year. So just going based off of that. We can go ahead and take a quick break. You got a Cincy fan talking with LP. I'll let you in a second.
Hi! Hi! I'm Princess and I'm Queen. This is Daddy.
You have to say, and this is a Cincy fan talking with LP.
And this is a sensitive fan talking with LP Daddy.
Nice job.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Humble Pod. You got a Cincy fan talking with LP. And of course, this is LP. Um, so the wife and I, we're chilling in the house, watching television, watching videos, watching that whole pass the mic thing, where the DJ passes the virtual microphone to R&B and rap artists and let them kind of sing and rap for a little bit. I guess it started during quarantine and he just kind of kept it going. I don't know why he talks so much over the people that's rapping and singing. Like I can't take it. Like why are you talking while they're singing? Like he wait for that little moment where they pause and then he kind of sneak in something real quick. Like dude, we just want to hear them. Like read the room, my guy. Like slide over to the side. I can't take it. But I mean, he doing the service for the people, so I can't really hate on that. Um, the wife, Mrs. LP, her actual initials. We'll get into how she's trying to actually proclaim herself as the real LP and on a later pod. I think I talked about that before, but she really must stop putting that as her Wi-Fi name because it's kind of disturbing to have to explain to people when they get in the car why it says the real LP followed by LP, and I got to explain that like I am LP and this the real LP. It's not the real LP. It's like a whole thing. Like like young lady, like stop doing this. So we end up in one of our famous debates, and this debate just happened to be, um, is rap trash now? Because we watching the rappers, and they doing their thing, and we feeling it, and she's always like, she can't really feel rap nowadays. She's like, she ain't really got the ear for the rap nowadays. She likes some of it, but she's like, most of it's trash. Um, I'm like, I get it, but I don't. And she's telling me like, and she made a couple solid points. One of her main points was, if you saw this past the mic thing 20 years from now, would you be able to pick people that are rapping now, first tier, second tier, whatever? Who would you put on this show? Like, name 12. And of course, that's going to be hard to do because, yeah, I admit, like, the rap nowadays isn't necessarily the same as it was, back in the day. I admit that. I 100% agree with that. But at the same time, I'm like, my point is this: back in the day, we had just as many trash rappers. I mean, we weren't surrounded by great rappers every time you turned on the radio or every time you went into the record store to buy like albums or tapes or CDs or whatever. It wasn't like that. Like, when you was looking for your Tupac CD, you had to pick through a whole lot of trash to get to it. Like, everybody wasn't banging. Like, everybody wasn't hot. Because if everybody was hot, we would hear everybody now. I mean, my point is this: good music will stand the test of time. It always does. You're not gonna get all the trash music to flow without the good music to compare it to. You're only gonna get good music. So what we're seeing now, when we're hearing like, the '90s had the best R&B and the '90s had the best rap, we're only seeing the good rap, and we're only seeing the great R&B. The trash stuff that was in the '90s, we're not getting that. It got left back where it was. So we're comparing all the great music of the '90s with everything today. And I don't really think that's 100% fair. Like, it's not doing what we're hearing now justice because it's a lot of trash out there. I mean, it's true. Like, there's not a lot. I mean, there's some really great music out there. Like, there really is. There's great rap. There's great R&B. Like, there's greatness in every genre. There's also a lot of trash that's surrounding the greatness. Because in order to be great, you have to elevate yourself above all the mediocrity that's out there. You have to. That's what makes you great. And the great music, that's the music that we're going to hear 20 years from now. Those are the artists that we're going to see on the past the mics and on the retrospectives and all of that. That's what we're going to hear. That's who we're going to see. The thing is, we don't know right now who those artists are going to be. There's no way to tell. When we were doing our thing in the '90s or whatever, we hadn't a clue who we were going to see 20, 30 years from then. We didn't. Nobody knew. So it's like you were watching greatness, but you didn't know it. And that's what's happening now. There are some really great artists who were taken for granted or who we just don't know are great. Time will tell us who they are. And time has a way of weeding out those artists who are just not quite up to stuff. That's what good music does. It elevates. It gets it gets to where it needs to be, and then it elevates to another place. Those that can't cut the mustard, they don't get to that place. They kind of get left behind. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all. It's a really, really good thing. I mean, I think the only bad thing about this is that it makes us look at certain time periods and certain points like they were kind of better than what they were. And I don't really think there's anything wrong with that. But we can't let that make us think that the stuff that we're looking at now is absolutely positively awful. I mean, I feel like if we compared every single thing from the 90s to every single thing that we're hearing now, I feel like we would see a lot of the same stuff. It would kind of be like same soup, different package. I mean, pretty much the same soup reheated. That's what I think it would be. Because, and I said this before, a lot of the arguments I hear, like my friends and people make about music, about fashion, about stuff like that, these are the same arguments I heard my uncles making about our music. I heard my aunts making about our music. I heard my teachers making about our music way back then. Rap wasn't gonna last. I can't understand what they're saying. Snoop Doggy Dog, what kind of a name is that? I I remember vividly hearing all of this stuff. And I'm thinking like you just don't get it. Like you don't understand music. Like your stuff old. Like you don't get music now. Like we don't move past you. And now I'm to an age where I'm hearing these names and I'm listening to the names. And I'm like, okay, you Dub Baby. Okay, you Lil Baby. You the same person. Like you a different person. Like I know who they are, but I just kind of like mess with the kids a little bit because it's funny to me. And then I hear a lot of people going like, "Man, that's a dumb name. Why you name yourself Dub Baby?" I'm like, "Come on." We grew up listening to people named Corrupt. Like, like, come on. We can't really just come out here and judge these kids like that. Like, seriously, not for real. A lot of this stuff is exactly the same. They're doing a lot of the stuff musically that we heard a long time ago. I don't really see it as copying. It's what they grew up on. The artists that we respected and we listened to, they did the same thing. They heard a style, they tweaked it a little bit. They said, "Hey, this is what we got." They got the complaints, well, you just stealing the old style. They respected a certain style. They ran with it. That's what we're seeing now. And I hate to tell you this, but it's gonna be the same thing. This this soup will continue to be reheated because unlike in the 90s, this stuff is really, really profitable now. Like rap music is ridiculously profitable. And if you don't believe me, did you catch the Kentucky Derby? Like you got rap music playing on the bumpers during the Kentucky Derby. You telling me that this is happening 20 years ago? No. It's not happening back then. It's happening now. Like this stuff is really, really, really popular. You have to pay homage to the people that helped build all of this stuff up. You have your MC Hammers that really started this. He's one of the first people that not I wouldn't say made rap popular because that's not necessarily true. He didn't make rap popular, but he started to make it commercial and profitable. And then more and more rappers started I feel like they started seeing the genius in it because he was one of the first rappers that was like, hey, you know, I can turn on a completely different audience to what I'm doing and really not change who I am because MC Hammer, he didn't really change his style too much. He wasn't that guy that was like, I'm about to just shoot people and sell drugs. That wasn't his style. He did what he did and he got people to like him. And then other rap artists figured, hey, I can just do what I do and market to a different audience and make more money. And more people started following the blueprint, and boom, you have a music genre that people didn't think would last past 20 years, now it's super successful and people are getting fashion deals off of it and people are becoming models off of it and people are becoming actors and actresses off of it. And it's an amazing thing. I just simply feel like this rap thing that we're hearing now isn't really different from what we heard back then. We just we compare everything that we're hearing now to the greatness that we heard back then. And if we do that, of course we're gonna think the 90s are better. I mean, we just are. But if you really stop and look at it, if you really take a step back and think about it, it's the same coloring book. It really is. And when you replay this conversation 10 years from now, when you really look back at this, you'll see different artists. The fashions may change a little bit. The baggy pants may come back in style, but really we'll be talking about the same thing. And you'll probably hear rap in Pluto or something like that. I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and jet up out of here. Definitely make sure you check out the social. Check out all the indie pods that get retweeted on the social. Make sure you check them out, show them some love. Us indie pods are out here. Make sure you check us out, show that support. And as always, life is good. Check y'all next week. Peace. If you're not ready for the conversation to end, I'm not either. Make sure to catch me on Twitter. That's the Cincy Fan Talking. Leave off the G at the end of it, and we can keep the conversation going. Also, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button so you can catch the next episodes. The episodes will drop every Tuesday. If there's a change in that, I'll make sure to let you know. Appreciate the support. As always, life is good.